back to my channel. I'm here for a podcast and it's been months and months and months, and I'm so excited to sit down and just share what I've been knitting and just all the knitting and fiber and homesteady things that we've been up to. So I'm really excited that you guys are gonna come hang out with me. I'm Dana and I am coming to you from the woods of Northern Illinois in my sunroom in our 1834 farmhouse, and I knit and I love cozy living and I like to share all that kind of stuff with you guys. So today I'm going to share with you just kind of what's on my needles, what I just finished actually at crocheting. Let's see, a knitting project that has gone wonky and I'm trying to fix, and something that I didn't make, but I went to with my 6-year-old and she made out of like wool roving felt, I guess, I don't know. So I'm going to share that with you. I also have a knitting mystery, like cozy mystery book haul to share with you because I've been on a kick. Well, first of all, reading. Like, I've been reading more this summer than I have probably in the past 6 years with having 4 kids and just time for reading and stuff. And I've been reading a lot. And I have a whole stack of books, actually physical books, and then I'm going to share with you ones that I've been listening to the audio of. So if you're into knitting, if you're into fibery things, then come on and hang out with me and I'll share what I've been knitting and reading. Okay, so number one, the knit that has gone wonky is I had knit a t-shirt with like DK weight yarn, City Tweed DK from Knit Picks. And I love this shirt. I'll post a little picture of it, but I wore it in a recent video where I was sharing a garden update. And one of the sleeves is a little wonky. It's just not measuring up. So I need to tear out a sleeve and then fix it, and then I can wear it. Finally, it'll be like good weather to wear it into. So that's an update on that shirt. And it's a pattern by Darling J'adore, which you guys know I love. And what I actually do have on the needles is also a Darling J'adore pattern. So that shirt was the classic tee. That's all knit and it's all stockinette and it's top down. Let me think. Yes, it was top down. Now I knit the like neckline double and then I folded it over and sewed it because I'm not gonna be able to say her name right, but there's a YouTuber who I watch who knits and she suggested this, and I love how it looks on all her sweaters she does, and so I did that with my t-shirt and I love it. This that I'm knitting is from Darling J'adore. It is bottom up, so that's kind of switching it up for me. Now it won't have the same neckline, so this is the classic Camisole. And it is also all stockinette. I will show you what it looks like. Now, this is knit with this really pretty green yarn that I will link down below. It's my birthday yarn from last year and I'm finally doing something with it. My husband got it for me in green and this really pretty brown. So I might have to make a second in it. Now it's rolling like crazy, and I did the number of like stitches and rows for the bottom, but we'll see if it comes out in blocking. If not, for my next one I'm going to make the bottom ribbing a little bit longer than, I mean, it's like barely an inch. So that's the only thing I'm not so sure about. That's the only hang up. But basically it's like I said, bottom up, and it's going to be like a V-neck. Okay, personal preference. I don't wear like really low cut stuff, so I either have to decide that this is going to be like a pajama cami, or I'm going to just not make it as deep of a V-neck because that's just personal preference. I have kids pulling on my shirt all day. We don't need any disasters. But so that's what I've been knitting, and it's taken a while, honestly, to knit this, but it's actually very joyful. Especially, this is going to sound so silly, but because it wants to roll up so much, if I go to pick up this project and it's, for example, like I'll go pick it up, it looks like it's this long, and I'll be like, oh my gosh, this is the knit that just won't ever end because it's so short, but then I can unroll it and I'm like, oh, there's a few more inches. I'm still making some progress on it, so at least that's helping. The rolling situation is being helped by the fact that I can unroll it and it's like a little Christmas surprise of, oh, extra knit rows. Okay, I have to, quick intermission, share with you the beautiful flowers that I picked from our backyard. We have a lot of nasturtium. I'm not going to remember what this kind is, but it was in our garden. I'm not going to remember what this was, but it was in our flower pots. And then we have one little red rose popping up from a rose bush that we planted this spring. So that was exciting. I had to pull it and know that more will grow because me, like a beginner gardener, is so likely to just be like, I can't touch it. I don't want to mess with it. I don't want to kill the plant. But it's actually, it will produce more flowers if you do pull some off. Plus, what's the point of growing flowers if you can't enjoy them every once in a while, I think, right? I'm going to show you my sort of wonky crochet project. Reason being is that my 2-year-old got a hold of it today, but I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it because it wasn't exactly what I wanted. So first off, this pattern is like a wall hanging book holder. So you take these dowels, in fact I have some here, these wooden dowels that just came as a long thing. My husband cut them into 12 inches, I believe, and then the whole thing that I'm going to crochet onto it is 9 inches across. And I thought that'd be really pretty for next to my side of the bed. Our room is pretty small, and so we don't have like side tables that are dedicated to like where I can put something like that. So I'm thinking next to the bed and then a little corner of the living room that I really want to turn into like this cozy nook with like floor cushions and pillows and stuff. So that's the hope for this project. Now, here's what I crocheted. This. And I thought it was so cute. Oh, and this is coming on the wrong side. So what happened was this morning, my 2-year-old got to this side of it and made it fall off the edge. It's supposed to be looped, kind of like this one is looped on the edge and attached. I don't know, she touched it for 10 seconds. That's all a toddler needs. But I'm okay with it because I ran out of yarn. I was really short on yarn, story of my life. So this is actually kind of a more cool color of a gray compared to the rest. Now this that I used is the Knit Picks Wool of the Andes worsted, and I want to say it was Picket Fence Heather. This was just like gray marble woolies, thick and quick. And so that was my quick fix for the string. So didn't already love it, and actually, I believe it was this side. This side was slightly longer than the other, and the reason is I did this side first, and like I said, started to run out of yarn, and so then I did this side. And so as you can see, if I hold it still as I can, it kind of slopes downward. And so I want to redo this project anyway. I want to do it with the right amount of yarn. So yeah, there were a lot of different reasons where I was like, I'm okay, Mommy's not mad, I'm gonna redo it anyway. It was an accident. She wasn't trying to be malicious, but also we have white walls, and so I'm not sure if I'm gonna go with this gray tone or if I'll do like more of a dark brown color. But that is my crochet project. So the cool thing is I can save these little wooden dowels, and I'm going to not cast on, I guess it's not cast on with crochet, but I'm going to start a new project like that. So that is exciting. And then, okay, I want to share with you something I did not make, but my 6-year-old made. I went to a mommy and daughter date with her, and somebody from our local yarn shop was the teacher here, and so it was 6-year-olds and older, so very kid friendly. I'm like 100% on board with figuring out a way how to do this in our homeschool, especially because our next homeschool unit, I guess, we use Gather Around Homeschool. Our next unit is artists, and so I'm like, this is perfect. The one after that is living off the land. Again, pretty perfect. You could make a cool little homesteady landscape. Anyway, what she made is this very cute, I don't want to make the rocks fall out, this very cute Woodland Playscape, she called it. Now if I hold it flat, you can kind of see that there's a cave right here. And if I hold it this way, you can kind of see there's a little cave. Legos and polys can go and hide in there, pie pockets. It's got a river running through and some pretty grass, little flowers, and it's so cute. It was all done with wet felt. What is it called? Wet felting? Which I've never done. I've only done needle felting at my yarn shop a few years ago. And so I wasn't sure how this was going to work. I was just like, I hope this is like 6-year-old approved for the sharpness of those needles. Because I remember getting myself a few times with the really sharp, like barbed needle. Now when I did that class, I had some like colorful roving that I bought, like small amounts of, but I was thinking this is perfect. So that's the cool fibery update, something new that I've never tried, but I definitely want to do some sort of like wall hanging. Now, okay, the cool thing is that I actually had gone to this yarn shop, it's maybe like 20 minutes away from us, a few months ago with my mom and my sister, and it was unlike any yarn shop I've seen because there were so many like handmade pictures of this kind of thing. So imagine like a beautiful field of like professionally done wildflowers or like just landscapes, and oh, it was really pretty. There were actual photographs that she would copy with felt and really pretty. And so I had saved a bunch of pictures on my phone and I was like, I need to make something like this. So now I'm re-inspired to try it. I actually know how to do it with the wet felting thing. So that was kind of a cool thing. If you have sheep or if you have a bunch of like roving sitting around, you could do something like that. But for me, it was just really cool to have that time with Clara and also learn a new technique. There also were a lot of other homeschool families there, which was cool to see because we are looking for homeschooling friends the same age as us. We are homeschooling. So let's see. Those are all my projects. And then I want to share with you, I do have a blog post about like my favorite knitting cozy mystery series, but these are the particular ones that I got, like the actual titles. So, but they are all within what's in this blog post of my absolute favorites. So I'm just going to share the titles because I think that's like half the fun of these, is that the titles are so cliche and just very cool, but sometimes you need something like that. So what actually turned me to wanting to read these is I was reading kind of a more heavy storyline in a different Jenny Colgan book, and so it hit a little close to home with some of the postpartum stuff that I was going through a few months ago. So I needed something lighter and more fun. So this one is the Yarn Retreat Mystery. It's called A Tangled Yarn. And they also have such fun pictures, although I will say they're not always the most, the titles are very creative, but the pictures, I'm going to say publishers of cozy like knitting mysteries maybe could be a little more unique in their pictures because they kind of start to look the same. So this one is called A Wicked Yarn, and this is the Craft Fair Knitters Mystery. And it's just like, I kind of wonder if they all maybe come from the same publisher because they all have very similar graphics. This one is A Seaside Knitters Mystery, Death by Cashmere. And now these actual ones I haven't read yet, but I have read ones from the series. I have read from the Seaside Knitters. I have read from the Black Sheep Company, and this one is The Hounds of Basket Stitch. I haven't started this exact one though. And then this is one that's new to me. It is called The Haunted Yarn Shop Mystery. And I just want to, first of all, jump into that picture because, let me do a side-by-side. Typical knitting mystery cover, and then this one is like, I want to go snuggle up in that bed with that cat and be cozy, and so I like that. Just random tidbits. If you're into that kind of book, I have talked about on here before the Vampire Knitting Club mysteries. Probably my favorite series as far as knitting mysteries go, from what I have at least read. But yeah. Oh, what else is there? There's the Kelly Flynn mysteries by Maggie Sefton. I've read those. Those are very good. I'm trying to remember. They start to, the ones that aren't as amazing just kind of start to, their plots kind of twist together and you can't remember. Very similar to the covers looking similar. So yeah, those are my, if you're like on the fence, I would say start with the Maggie Sefton, start with Nancy Warren's Vampire Knitting, start with the Seaside Mysteries, Black Sheep Knitting. Yes, those are probably my top knitting ones. And like I said, I have a blog post. I will put the link in below if you want to find out what my favorite ones are. Also, I have a blog post about what I've been reading this summer. So it's like a whole mix, knitting mystery, nonfiction, all that kind of thing. So if you're into book recommendations, go check that out. And I think that's all I have for you guys today. I will leave off on one last note. I'm about to sign off of here, but I'm going to start my tutorial for what I am naming the Farmhouse Chicken Socks. And it is inspired by the half-built farm chicken coop back there that has been a 2-year project now. The goal is spring. The goal is that the chickens are coming spring, chicks are coming in spring, so hopefully we can get that finished. Actually, yes, John is on the roof right now. I hope he hasn't done anything goofy while I've been talking, or otherwise that's super distracting. He is working on the roof, and he'll work on the siding. We didn't get the siding because we might have to rent a truck. The pieces of plywood are huge, so I'm super excited for that. But the Farmhouse, Farmhouse Chicken Socks, I'm working on the pattern right now. I have a rough draft of it done, and I'm going to do the tutorial video. I will do like testing, needing testers and all that, so be on the lookout for that if you're interested in testing a pair of shorty socks made with, let's see, US 1 light fingering weight yarn. And actually, fun fact is that the yarn is from Hugh Loco's Backyard Chicken Collection, so hence the reason it's named the Farmhouse Chicken Socks. So that's the fun thing. I can't share with you what the actual sock looks like. I might have shared it in a different video, like one sock done. I can't remember if I did that in the last video I did, but be on the lookout, it'll come. And thank you guys for hanging out with me and for your patience and just a lot of your understanding and support in me being gone for most of 2022 and not posting videos and barely being on Instagram. I won't get into details, but I also won't gloss over just kind of what I went through, and it was a very well needed rest. I will say, if you just had a baby, if your baby's 3 months old, if you know someone and they are struggling, please reach out to them, because postpartum depression is very real and it's very hard, and they need support. And if they say they don't need support, try harder, because they need support. So that is all I'm gonna leave off with. And yeah, I don't want to end on a downer note, but I really just want to know, I want you to know that I appreciate so much you just coming and hanging out and talking knitting with me, because it is a creative outlet. It is a bright spot of, when going gets tough, you can just get lost in knitting and cozy living and knitting books and that kind of thing. And I hope it's that way for you too, to come and hang out with me. And so that's all I have. I will talk to you guys next time. I'm not on any set schedule. I had to kind of set some boundaries within myself about just lowering expectations in this season of life and not putting myself on a strict schedule as far as posting. I do not answer to an algorithm. I answer to one God, and it is not an algorithm. And if life is getting too much, then I'm okay with saying a video will come out when a video is going to come out, when inspiration strikes, and when I get a quiet few minutes. So hope you will subscribe if you haven't, and when I do have a new video out, you can come and check out what I'm up to. So thanks guys, bye.
Thank you.